Jean-Claude Trichet is the former president of the European Central Bank and, of course, the Banque de France. He has served as the governor of the central bank, and he now joins me from Paris. Good evening to you, Mr. Trichet, as always. Look, I think we start here with the importance of everybody coming together at a time when there is this tragedy of this beautiful monument being destroyed, partially destroyed. What are your recollections and reflections?
Well, I must confess I was myself extremely amazed to see the emotion, the degree of emotion that everybody had. And to understand that better, it seemed to me that you had so many dimensions, you know, the religious dimension, the architectural dimension, because it was there that the Gothic architecture were born. By the way, in the notes of the Euro, you have Gothic architecture as one of the age of architecture. And you have also, of course, the dimension of France, the heart of France, the center of France, and the global dimension helped by literature, because Victor Hugo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, has, you know, made this very monument known everywhere. So that's you understand the emotion.
I do. How has it affected you personally?
Well, first of all, I am French, so for me, it is the heart and the center of France. I indulge in literature, as most of us, and of course, Victor Hugo, the Notre Dame de Paris. By the way, in French, it is called Notre Dame de Paris, not the Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know? You see, it is really that very church, which is the title of the novel. And also, of course, I have to say that the fact that this Gothic architecture, which was born around here, was generalized all over Europe. So as part of the, I would say, global legacy of architecture. So all this makes, you know, myself very moved, my family very moved, my grandchildren, my children very moved.
I hope you were able to hear Antoine Arnaud just talking to me a moment ago. I thought he was very eloquent when he expressed the potential in such dreadful, disastrous circumstances to bring France together at a time of great strife. Do you see any ability for that?
I think the emotion was so generalized in France. There is not a single French citizen which would not be moved to the extreme. And I have to say the President of the Republic kept that emotion very well. He was really, I would say, expressing the universal emotion of the French, but also of the European, and we could see a lot of very, very moving expression of empathy and solidarity, and the world over. So, yes, it is extremely moving.
I was astonished at the speed and the amount of money pledged by the top French companies. I mean, they weren't pledging them in the low millions. You know, LVMH put in over 200 million, L'Oreal 200 million euros, Pinot 133. I mean, it's understandable. I can see why, but I think you'd have to agree this level of generosity is unprecedented.
I think you're absolutely right. I was not a witness myself of such solidarity and generosity emotion. I have to say also that it expresses the sentiment of all. And I think it was very good that everybody could contribute, the poor and the rich. Again, that was said eloquently by President Macron a moment ago, and I think it captures something. You're used in the US to have a lot of generosity coming from billionaires. In France, it was not that visible. It was more or less hidden. The fact that it is obvious captures really something which is really exceptional, and I hope very much that it will last.
Jean-Claude Trichet, thank you. In the future, of course, we will return in our discussions, you and me, to our more normal agenda on happier circumstances of banking and interest rates. But it is good to see you, sir, even if on such sad circumstances. Thank you.